AI written recipe inspired by Mashama Bailey. It's a corn and smoked paprika stew in a sourdough bread bowl. We don't have corn, but we're gonna try to make. The recipe calls for bacon to be rendered down in the pan, but we don't have. We just got some cheap smoked, some spicy chorizo, which is local. Veggies with a quick rinse. And so now we're just gonna cut some nasties off the bottom of those mushrooms. I'm assuming it's dirt. That's the black stuff. Since this is a stew, I'm not gonna go crazy chopping up the celery. The extra step that most people take come on, onion. And then they'll try and they'll kind of cross hatch it in this direction. So in theory, they're gonna have to use less cuts to go down this way. But this, I forget who I was watching, but he was saying basically that's overkill. Because if you have some simple cuts going across, then this will be just fine. Basically have the next level of a butter knife. We're still making do, right? So you don't need fancy equipment. You don't need crazy knives or pans. I wish I had time to roast this garlic. I don't. So what I'm gonna do is just hit it with a little smash, and then just chop up my clove down. Your thumb behind your pointer finger, and so you're scooching the garlic forward as you're riding the skin of your finger, so you could even do it in the dark, right? If you had your eyes closed, you could still do some nice cuts without the fear of cutting yourself, yeah? The pattern we're seeing in most of these recipes is let the vegetables and herbs simmer first and soften up before you add the mushrooms, because the mushrooms are much softer. Smoked paprika. This is one of the stars of the show, so we're gonna give it a nice pop. Okay, we don't have chicken broth, so we just added a little bit of extra water and threw in a little bit of pinch of salt and smoked paprika. We don't have sherry, so we're using a little bit of dry red wine. For heavy cream and some butter, we have neither, so we're just gonna use some local Spanish milk, just a splash. Don't go too deep, or else the soup will kind of start falling out of the bottom. Your bread and some tinfoil in the oven. Don't forget to use a garlic clove and just rub the outside of the bread bowl. It just gives it a nice flavoring. Once you ladle your soup into your bowl, we're gonna use a manchego cheese. Broil the cheese on top so it melts. Your favorite spices, herbs, other ingredients. I mean, half of these ingredients aren't even included in the ingredient list, and yet it still came out tremendous. So just have fun with it.